Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Ryan with Degenerate Passive Income coming to you today on a Sunday evening, January 11th, 2026. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about silver bonds. As everybody knows, I'm a big silver holder, silver stacker, as most people would call them. And I believe in silver. I believe silver is going to be $1,000 an ounce in 2030, somewhere in there. I think it's going to be $200 an ounce or more at the end of this year. So I continue to stack and stack and stack. I've been stacking for many years, and that's just, I have more gold than silver. Unfortunately, silver has actually outperformed now for the first time, has outperformed gold in the 20-year index. That just happened last week. So that's a huge thing. We're going to go over all the numbers, guys. And we've got the live silver chart. This is at the start of today's right here, guys. It started at 79.90. It's already up 4.66% for the day. Unbelievable. Almost, we're about 5-6 cents shy of 84 bucks. So it did reach a new all-time high just now. 83.75 was the previous all-time high. So people should be excited about that. That's crazy. And it's only gonna get bigger. 83.96 it hit. So crazy times in the silver. There's a shortage. We're going to talk about the shortage. We're going to talk about the silver news. First, let's explain how silver bonds work. If you're interested, ladies and gentlemen, there are multiple people in it already because it's in the soft launch. It's holding physical silver, all right? You send me your USDC on base. I go purchase the silver at a silver shop downtown. I've got a deal with them where I can call them and lock in a spot price. And if I go there within 24 hours, I can have that price locked and get the actual physical silver. That physical silver gets on the little packet it comes in. It gets your last four of your wallet address put on. I send a picture of it to you. It goes and gets stored into my bank vault. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I own an old bank building that has a vault in it. Huge steel door. I keep forgetting taking pictures, but if you go look at my old mining videos, you will see it, and I show the vault. So until I get some pictures, I'm going to get some video of it real soon, and you guys can check that out. So it goes in my vault. I'm the only one that knows the combination to this vault. All right. When this thing gets launched, I will be giving that combination to AJ so he can, if something were to happen to me, say I get hit by a bus or drown while I'm fishing, whatever, he can handle it with my trust and get everybody their silver, whatever they want to do, and get it sold and whatever the person wants to do with it. Okay. When it's time to sell, it'll be sold at the end of the month if you choose, because the last trading day of the month is always the best, usually history showing the best time and price to sell silver. So you have a 48-hour window to let me know if you want to sell your silver. If you choose to, it'll be all on a dashboard right now. Like I said, it's just in a spreadsheet, guys. And you can let me know. I will go get the silver out of the vault, go sell it, turn the USD into crypto, send you USDC on base back with the 10% fee, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Because I got to pay taxes on any gains, things of that nature. So there's a 10% fee, obviously. And that's how it works. There'll be a 96-hour pay window by the time the window closes. I get 96 hours to send you your crypto because if it happens on a Thursday or a Friday, I can't get there. I got to get the, funds transferred off to, exchanged back to crypto. I just need a little bit of time, guys. So if 96 hours is too much, maybe this isn't for you. Okay. Just saying. But that's how it works, guys. I'm not sure what people are waiting for. We've got a 9.8%. All right, guys, from the Friday before to last Friday, silver went up 9.8%, right? About $8, a little over $8, almost $9. So that's crazy. And you can see today's chart. We're already up 4.6%, 4.5% right there, just today only. I think we did. I don't think we reached a new all-time. Oh, yes, we did. It hit $84 even. That is a crazy number. It is a very important number. And maybe we'll get into that later. But for now, guys, we have a lot to talk about. And we're going to talk about, we have our special guest. Michelle is with us. She is the silver expert, and she is a stacker herself. She's much more knowledgeable in the space than I am. been in it way longer than I have, holds a lot more silver than I do. And I invited her on the channel every Sunday, if she's willing, to talk about silver and what's going on. The first thing we talked about earlier, guys, 9.8% gain in a week. All right. And now we're up over 4% for the day. I don't know what people are waiting for, but, first of all, Michelle, thank you for taking the time on your busy schedule. I appreciate you being here on Sunday nights, and welcome back to the channel.
Hi, Ryan.
So first of all, maybe we should talk about how silver has outperformed a lot of things. Okay, here it is right here, guys. The 20-year, 20 years. If you were to buy silver 20 years ago, it's up 778%. Okay. If you're to buy gold, it's up 716%. This is the first full week, that silver has outperformed gold in the 20-year index. All right, guys. It's annihilated it in the last, 9 or 15 years, or however you want to say it, anything before that. But the 20-year index, crazy. So that's, yeah. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The numbers are right in front of you guys. Silver is outperforming gold. I wish I had as much silver as I do gold, but I don't. But I do still hold it. Compared to the S&P 500, guys, the S&P 500 in the last 20 years has went up 450%. All right. The NASDAQ has went up 900%. So silver hasn't, outpaced the NASDAQ yet. I didn't think those numbers are true until I looked it up on Google. But yeah, 900%. So I mean, in 20 years. Still, 778% and 716%. Those are crazy numbers for increase in value. Because I mean, silver's just taken off in the last four or 5 months. It was $50 for a while. It was $25. It's just kind of been in a flat line. And maybe we're gonna go over the price performance. A lot of things are happening with banks, guys, and maybe let's touch on the first one. And we're gonna, ask Michelle about that because she knows a lot more. I just kind of look at the news and don't really get into it, but she's a lot more knowledgeable in like the explanation. But I did read one thing, Michelle, and I want you to touch on it as much as you know. That I read, but I think it's pretty important. The Bloomberg Commodity Index, they're having an annual rebalancing, and it. That started last Friday. What does that actually mean?
So the Bloomberg Commodity Index, it's an index that you can buy into on the stock market. It is a weighted balance of different commodities. So they do all the metals. They'll even do wheat and soybeans. So they have a targeted 4% for silver, and because silver has outperformed all the other commodities in this last year, it's now weighted at 8% of their portfolio. So the rebalancing means that they want to bring that back down to their targeted 4%. And so yes, that started on Friday, and it's going to end on the 15th. So they are selling some silver and maybe buying other commodities. So they're just putting that money in other things to make their portfolio how they have sold it to the public, which was kind of interesting because a lot of people were shorting the market earlier this week. And so that's kind of why we saw a little bit of a dip. People were kind of waiting to see that the prices are going to go down. But on Friday, they really didn't. They didn't go down on Friday. They actually surged, and they're surging today. So I think that was not a good move on whoever was trying to short the market.
Right. And I mean, are they selling? Have they had, I suppose they'll never announce how much they're going to sell, but are they selling
No, they did.
Commodities, or what, or will they announce it?
Well, they did announce it. So this was an announcement. So we've been know about this for a few weeks now. So they did announce it, and they are doing it.
Okay. But they would never announce like a quantity, right? Like they were selling 1 million ounces or whatever the number is, right? They would never.
You can look it up. Nope, you can.
Oh, okay.
So yep. So their portfolio was a little over 8%. They're targeting 4%, and you can go look. It's public. It's a public index, so you can go look it up. I don't know what the exact amount is, but they had to sell about half of their silver, and it's probably on the COMEX. It's probably like Maybe they go through JP Morgan or one of the banks that buy on the COMEX, and that's probably where it was taken off. That's where most people short the market or long the market.
Okay, so do you think that, are they gonna? Do you think they've just sold a little bit, or are they gonna dump it all? I imagine they're dollar cost selling because I mean, if they're selling right now, they're making, obviously they're making money, or because I'm sure.
Well, they're making money.
Yeah.
They're definitely making money, 100%.
So, but do you think they're gonna like wait it out, and if they need to have it done by the 15th, like is the 15th going to be D-Day for silver, or are we all going to be wrecked, or what are your thoughts on that?
I think that they're just going to do a little bit every day. I mean, so when is the 15th? Is that Wednesday?
It's a 11, 12, Thursday.
Thursday. So maybe a little bit every day. Maybe they just gave their orders to whoever is dealing with their product. So like, let's say JP Morgan, be like, JP Morgan, I need to sell, I don't know, 20 contracts or 50 contracts, and then they will do that for their customer.
Right. Okay. So just rebalancing the books and everything. I mean, so if we can get past Thursday, without a massive, price fluctuation, we know that part of it's done, because I haven't heard of anything else, any other thing like any other rebalancing happening from other companies. But I suppose maybe that doesn't need to be announced on some other companies either. But I just when I hear that Bloomberg is rebalancing and they want to drop half of their bag of silver, kind of scares me a little bit. So I mean,
well, the fundamentals haven't changed. So there's still people that are wanting silver. There's still industries that are short silver. We're still in a silver squeeze on the industrial level, and that's where that silver's at. So I don't think it's going to affect the market too much, because there are buyers. It's not like there's not a demand for it right now.
Right. And maybe we should talk about that while we're on the subject of the industry shortage. What have you seen any? Has there been any? Is it less of a squeeze or more of a squeeze, or is it getting relieved a little bit at all, or is it still companies contacting the mines themselves like, hey, sell me this, I'll take whatever you can give, or are you seeing any of that?
Same as the rumors that China and India are going directly to the mines to secure their silver. I do think that the gap is getting smaller because the backwardation isn't as large as it has been in the past. But there still is a short-term squeeze on the industrial side.
Okay. Could you explain for people, new people watching, the backwardation again? I know we explained it last week, but just for new eyes.
So backwardation is when the future price is cheaper than the today price, and that's what backwardation means. The future price should always be more expensive than the today's spot price. And that reason is that there's interest and storage fees. So it should cost you more to not take delivery today.
Okay, got it. And then while we're at, talking about shortages, the retail market. I mean, I don't know. I know we announced last week, or was the week before, we talked about Tiffany and Co. running out of silver, but I think we need to talk about like actual coin shops, SJM Bullion, SD Bullion. They're taking orders right now. They have nothing in stock. Like, is there any end in sight for that, or what's your thought on the retail shortage?
So the big online sellers are running out of what would I call bullion. So like a bullion coin or bullion bars, which are generic bars, generic silver that silver stackers stack. So we don't really stack. If you're a true silver stacker, probably you don't have like the Susan B. Anthony coins, or like the coins that are worth more than the spot price of silver. So you can still find those coins all over online. You can find the special coins and pay more than like a big premium on your silver. The coins that are running out is the bullion coins, and basically they can't get it fast enough from the mint. There has been a surge on consumers like you or me going to these online stores and buying their silver on that. I don't recommend buying on these platforms. You are going to pay a higher premium than going to your local coin shop and buying. But it really speaks volumes to the status of America, and a lot of people don't even know how to buy silver in their hometown, so they'll go online and buy it because like JP or not JP more JM Bullion, I think they were having like $5 over spot for their coins for if they even have them. So they'll say, okay, we'll give you some Buffalo rounds, but you can't have them until July 16th because that's when our order is coming in from the Sunshine Mint. So the mints themselves are on back order on allocation. So it's anybody's game on who's going to get their deliveries first. If SD Bullion's going to get it or whoever online or they're online, these dealers.
Right.
So yes, it's the retail side is now getting squeezed. So
I mean, is there going to be if it continues for too long, are we going to see, when I go to a coin shop to buy silver, are we going to see, well, we have it, but you're going to pay a higher premium, or, how do these places judge that?
So the premiums really will get wonky if the price goes down. So right now the high was $84 today. Now, if let's say for some reason, on Friday, this next coming Friday, so in 5 days from now, that the price dips down to $60, you're going to see a high premium. And that's kind of how the premiums work with that. Otherwise, if you're getting premiums from the direct mint, they might tack on an additional premium to the coin shops because they're trying to secure the silver at the silver mines, and they're getting outbid by Samsung or whatever industry that's buying a lot of silver, like for their solar panels or for whatever they're making. And so the mints probably are going to get not first in line, if you will. They'll probably be put on allocation at the mine. And so then you're going to get allocation if you're a coin shop, you're going to get an allocation at the mint. So it could be long wait times in the future. That's not happening right now. Right now, a week is what we're seeing, but it could get worse.
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing I think about is when, fortunately I've, gotten to know the coin shop here, and they're like, hey, if you call something in and at least come pay the next day, what can get you the price? Like, I mean, right now up 4.45%, almost $4, over $4. I mean, that's kind of crazy. Like, then that's within, this market's only been open for a little over 2 hours now. It's went up $4. So that can get a little nuts. And I know that's going to, make an effect, but I think we should talk about, another thing in the news too is, remember we talked about last week, the Department of Justice, they own 40% of that, the smelter that they just bought with JP Morgan Chase owns the other 60%. It's going into Clarksville, Tennessee. Well, funny thing is, in World War II, the government sent all its silver there to a town about a couple hundred miles away to make nuclear bombs. What are your thoughts on that? Is this a coincidence? Is this, are we going into World War III in the next 6 months, or what? Why Tennessee? What are your thoughts on the whole move, I guess?
Yeah, when the news came out a couple of weeks ago that I was going to Tennessee, I'm just like, why Tennessee? Because there's no silver mines in Tennessee. And then this information surfaced that the government brought all their silver to Tennessee to make a nuclear bomb. I do know the Department of Defense does need a lot of silver for other things besides nuclear energy. I mean, that's another thing is maybe that's another reason why it's near there. I didn't even think about they're restarting all these nuclear plants for AI energy. I mean, I'm sure you heard that, like Google and Bill Gates' company, they were
Everyone,
doing one. Everyone's doing it.
everyone.
So I guess silver is important for nuclear reasons.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought that was when I read that, I'm like, wow, wait a minute, though. That got shipped town pretty close to that in World War II to make nuclear weapons. So we won't worry about that. We won't talk about the dude. But
Yeah, let's pretend it's for energy and not for nukes. How about that?
yeah, exactly. No, say no to nukes. So another interesting thing I read was the Bank of America silver forecast, which I thought, it's quite the spread, but I wanted to get your thoughts on that for 26. Bank of America announced they see silver at 135 to $309 an ounce.
Yeah.
How did they come up with that number, do you think? And what's what do you think why the huge spread?
I can't tell you why they came out with that number, but the numbers, the 309 is pretty shocking. Nobody has come out with that high of a number. All the other banks are in the lines that it's going to get to triple digits. Well, we might get to triple digits by the end of this month. So, that's not much of a prediction. And that's
Right.
actually rings true to all the banks' indications for the last year. They've been so wrong. They were calling silver to hit maybe $40 for 2025. They were completely wrong. And so the banks tend to be very on the cautious side. And this is the first time I'm seeing a bank that says something that's over optimistic, like more than myself. So I said, last week, I think it's going to be 160. And so if it's 309, I would be very happy. I hope they're right, honestly. But so their low end was 135. I do think it's going to go above that, but the spread also is very interesting in their forecast.
Yeah, that's like saying, well, it's going to be between 20 degrees today and 75 degrees today.
Yeah, they're turning into weathermen.
Yeah, it's like a weatherman prediction. I'm like, what? This doesn't make any sense. But and I'm assuming there's people at Bank of America that are a lot smarter than me and you, but they just, obviously they're not going to give a solid number because that'd be like giving financial advice or something crazy. Who knows what they're gonna, what they're gonna do. But I just thought that number was 135 to 309, and I'm like, what is happening here? Like, that's an insane number. What else do we need to talk about? We need to talk about. Did you hear anything in the news besides what we've talked about tonight? Is there anything? I know you're saying 150, 160. I'm more bullish on it than you are, of course, but I'm bullish on everything because that's just me. I'm always the, I'm always the guy that wants to, I want big numbers. I want big numbers and everything. 5, 6 months ago, 8 months ago, I know you were more bullish on silver, 6 months ago, than I was, for sure. I don't know how many months ago was it? Well, it was the first week of December or something that I bought this 100-ounce bar for $50 or $49, I think. Well, now it's worth what? 84. That's what, 40% gains. So this bar I bought for 4,900. Now it's worth 8,300. That's pretty crazy. That's a good return. And I'm happy with what, if silver went to 309, that means this bar would be, 30,000. Is that math right? That's internet math. That's right, I think, though. 30,000 for this, 30,000 for this bar. That would be something I couldn't even imagine, but that would be crazy. So I hope they are right. And I know you were buying silver way before me, so your cost base is way lower than mine, but unbelievable. I hope they're right on the price. I see gold just hit an all-time high as well. It's probably going to touch 4,600 today. So that's insane as well. Things are looking up. I'm bullish on silver just because of the shortage, just because, it's needed in AI. It's the best conductor of electricity. It is Well, like I said, the shortage and people are running out of it, and AI is taking up a ton of it, and the nuclear part of things, and just everything has evolved around silver until we find a replacement. It's almost like oil. Like, what's going to replace oil? Well, I don't know. There's only so much oil too. So I'm pretty crazy about, I'm excited about the precious metal space. Silver being mainly because my gold hasn't increased like that in, well, not a long time. I haven't, and my silver has been like insane. So I'm super happy about it. And I know you are, Michelle. And, and this is why, I bring an opportunity like this to my viewers. And maybe they think, maybe some of my viewers hold physical silver already. What I know from holding precious metals, it's a pain in the ass. It's heavy. It needs to be stored securely. You have to go to the coin shop. Like you said earlier, Michelle, some people don't even know how to buy it to go to the coin shop. And, oh, am I paying spot? Am I paying over spot? Am I getting screwed here? Am I getting screwed there? Then you got to store it safely, because it could get so when this stuff gets $500, $600, $700,000 an ounce, people are going to be looking. Okay. If you just want to throw it on your table and that's good enough, well, you know what? Good luck to you. That's not the way it should be treated, especially when we start getting into, high 3-digit, low 4-digit numbers for the price of silver. And that's why I offered this opportunity, stored safely in a bank vault. I get a very good deal at the coin shop, which is about 20 minutes away. And it's stored safely. It's, like I said, it's a pain in the ass to store. It's heavy. So a lot of people don't know how to buy it. Well, I'm taking care of all that for you. Obviously, there's a fees involved, guys, because I have to pay taxes on any gains. Okay. So that is built in to this 10% in, 10% out thing. So you have to realize that. And it's an opportunity to get precious metals. If you decide that you want to, get out, you can sell. Whoever got in, I think the magic number is, even with the fees, I think the magic number is $86, and people are already in profit. Whoever bought all these bonds when it first came out. So congratulations. Like Michelle said earlier, she thinks, and I do as well. We could see high 80s, low 90s by the end of this week. Probably we're seeing 3 digits by the end of January. I think, in my opinion, and that's it. This is just opportunity. It's USDC on base, guys. You sent it to me. Like I said, it's a soft launch. And I go and I physically go buy the silver for you. Like I said, I write your last 4 your wallet address on. I'm in constant communication with you on Telegram until the DApp gets built. This is all under the EMP umbrella, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, the one and only AJ Brockman. All right, it's not just me holding your silver. It's under umbrella, just like Bernard Bonds is, just like DexFi, just like Plazm, just like L-Stake, everything. All right, it's just not me involved. It's the whole EMP umbrella system, so it can be trusted. I've been with AJ for almost 5 years now, and he's been in the space for 11, and everybody trusts him. All right, guys. I think you guys should have, silver and gold in your stack, in your, portfolio. It's very important. The precious metals, not just a plain piece of paper ETF. A lot of people are saying, oh, why not just, hold an ETF? And what I'm going to ask you, Michelle, because I don't know if we talked about this, sorry for the rant, but what do you think owning an ETF compared to like a regular, like a physical, piece of silver? What are your thoughts on that?
Full disclosure, I do not own any ETFs. I only hold physical silver. And the reason why I do that is because if there ever was a failure to deliver, like they are just going to close out your order or your ETF at whatever price. They'll probably crash it down and be like, here's your money. And we can't supply you your silver anymore, or you can't own this anymore. And so I like to have physical silver because they can't take it away from me. And that's why I have it.
Right. Yeah, because who knows what they could do. They could, yeah, you're right. Silver is $83.59 now, but we got to shut this ETF off. We're going to give you $60 on your ounce of ETF that you hold, and sorry for the inconvenience. They could do that.
They could do that, and then the next day it could skyrocket.
Exactly. And who's winning then? The guy in the suit behind the desk. That's the only person who's winning, in my opinion. But what do I know, guys? That's just my and Michelle's opinion. We're not the end all be all by any means, but like I said, guys, it's just an opportunity. There is no pressure. All you have to do is DM me in Telegram or shoot me an email. All the information's down below. And as you can see, it's up and to the right. Again, it's up 4.75% for the day. All right. We started at 79.90 and we're at 83.73 right now. So I don't know what people are waiting for. That's fine if you want to sit on the fence. Watch us silver stackers make an absolute, no pun intended, mint in the next year. And I think it's going to be great because I love physical precious metals. That's just me. You guys want to do ETFs? Go do your ETFs. The ETFs are okay. All right. You like doing the paper thing, whatever. There are ways to, evade the man. You guys know what I'm talking about, to evade the man on things of this nature too. So maybe you don't know about that, but you know what? That's all up to you guys. I think we've covered everything. It's only been like 30 minutes, but we don't want to take up all your time. And I don't want to waste Michelle's time either, because I know she's busy, but I plan on coming as long as people are willing to talk about it. And I plan on coming here once a week, guys, and talking about this because I think it's important. And I want you guys to win. I want you guys to have physical silver, physical gold, a little bit of everything, not all into crypto, all into stocks. I have stocks. I have bonds. I don't have any bonds. I've obviously Bernard bonds and treasury bonds, but no bank bonds. But, I'm big into stocks, huge into crypto, obviously. I have I think I have a $50,000 401 Roth or whatever, just because my neighbor is the financial advisor, and I don't even know why I have it with him, because he makes me 6%, knocks me for 2%, and I get my 4%, and I get a 6-inch sub once a year when I meet him, and he's like, "Oh, we should get some more money," and then I'm like, "No, I'll pass. I'll pass on your 4%, but thank you very much for letting me play the game." But whatever, that's beside the point. But it's just diversification, ladies and gentlemen, is what I want to instill upon everybody. And physical gold, physical silver is just that. It's part of my portfolio. It's a big part of my portfolio now, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger because I'm dollar cost averaging in, just like I dollar cost average into crypto. I still buy every day. I still buy ETH and I still buy Bitcoin. Every single day I have a buy order, 7 days a week for the last 2.5 years. All right. And that just gets the cost basis that much lower. Okay. You can shut that off anytime, but enough of that. I've rambled on enough. You guys know how to get a hold of me. You want to check out a silver bond? Great. If not, hey, more power to you. I wish everyone the best. And that's about it. Thank you, Michelle, for joining us this evening. It was a pleasure having you as usual. And your insight is always appreciated.
Thanks for having me.
With that said, guys, like I said before, you guys know how to get a hold of me. You want to check it out? Great. If not, whatever. It doesn't matter. Life goes on, and you guys are maybe already diversified olds, or some of you are holding physical silver, and good for you. I am proud of you. All right, guys. So with that said, guys, I hope everybody has a great rest of their Sunday evening, and we'll see you in the next one.